So I want to do this as a one-take recording. I was going to stream this too, but I decided against it. I'm going to go over the match I had against Ard yesterday, where I ended up beating him by over 100,000 points when he topped out, which was actually right around the point where I transitioned to level 19 from level 18. This game is level 15 start, so there's going to be 100 lines or so. Actually, I think I transitioned directly into 100. 100 lines at 15. Then every level beyond there will be 10. So let's start the game, and I'll pause when I see something I probably should have done different. Keep going and tell stories, because things were happening aside from the game. Sorry. So fairly standard start. A little bit. I don't know if I should have had that line bar there, but it worked out. Just focusing on getting Tetris ready right away and get it right away. And rewarded with the Tetris right away. Now, that was a little hairy. Pause it right there. It was a little hairy, but if I go back a few pieces, which I can't really do very well with OBS, there was a L that I placed single piece down to the left that I probably should have filled in where that most recent L got filled in. That would have probably prevented me from having to go quite as high on that S or Z spire, but it ended up working out all right. Didn't cause any burns or anything. Now this was wrong. So that S that I just put down and covered the right well needed to get put on top of that S spire with that up there flat. So facing down. That would have enabled me to keep that clear and not have to use the burn on this J that's coming up next. It is only a single line burn, but it's still a burn, and it could have been more efficient. Actually, it caused 2 burns. Right there. But from here, it's fairly solid. Tetris right there. So I've got 2 burn. Those 2 burns right now are all I have for this game so far. Get that filled in on the left, and there's Tetris. Waiting for that piece, and I get it. More Tetrises. And here, let me back up just a smidge. When I was in the game, at this point with this Z coming down, I was debating between what I eventually did with it, which was drop it into there, because I had the basically when it was the next. I was debating on if it was going to go there or I was going to put it flat. And then as soon as I saw the square, it's like, okay, I'm putting this Z vertical, putting the square next to it, and I'm off to the races. I'm Tetris ready. And then I just get that other square right afterwards to make it even nastier. Immediately back to Tetris ready and rewarded with a line bar again.
Hi Lilith, how you doing, man?
Now, that little bit right there, I'm not really sure I could have placed anything any differently at that point. So let's go back over it kind of slow. Square, long.
Hi Lilith.
Now, I would have had the option to long bar in column 9. With the J coming,
How you doing, man?
the J would have gone to the same place, but it would have actually caused that Z to be bad. So that somebody better than me might be able to tell me if that was the right play or not, but I think, at least in competition, taking those burns was the right call.
That was wrong.
See, now, that was wrong. We'll back that up a little bit. That J should have been 8-9.
That was wrong.
Is that J at 8-9? We'll back it up one more time. That J on 8-9, right on top of that square, enables me to put the Z that's coming. Is that the S? Yeah, that's the S. The S into 1, 2, 3, 4, into 5, 6, 7, and then dump the long bar down right in for the Tetris. And then I'd have to deal with that other S. But instead I had to burn 2, and then wait. How many more pieces? Like 5, 6 more pieces. So it wasn't horrible, but I could have gotten to that Tetris sooner. Playing pretty good here. Tetris ready. Flat. Get the double well going, and Tetris. Now, based on my pieces, I don't really think I could have done too much more there. I was just kind of stuck with using that I in that way. It was more of a slight slowdown than anything horrible. I mean, you can see right here, and I'll pause it. I'm at 51 lines, 216,000 points. I haven't been writing down what any of the fun stuff means on this, but I'm clearly playing very well. All right, back up a little bit. This T placement wasn't optimal, given that I had another T. Excuse me. I should have rotated it so it was jutting out to the left, so I could have jutted the next one out to the left. Because as soon as I saw that next bar, I'm just like, oh man, I could have had something good. But as we're going through it, it doesn't turn out all that. It was an unnecessary burn, but it wasn't a bad burn. It wasn't optimal, but it wasn't horrible. That was done. This piece, that place piecement right there, I hate that one. It was especially bad given the next piece. So that in 789, that L789 with the jut piece down, cuts that off. That Z fits exactly where I put it before, but instead of having to fight with this L, I put the L head down into 2, 3, 4, into 6, 7, and then this Z has the perfect place in 2 and 3. I've got another L that I got to deal with, but again, that this L right here, 1, 2, 3, goes into 4 and 5. The O can pretty much just go anywhere after that. Instead, I have to fight this tuck, and now I've committed myself to a little bit of a burn situation right there. So that one L just killed. Well, it didn't kill an amazing pace, but it definitely didn't help an amazing pace. I do stand by that long bar to the right there. Well, not because the next piece was an I and I got a Tetris out of it, but it felt like the right play. If somebody better than me wants to tell me and I'm an idiot, they're more than welcome to do that. These burns just felt right. Just watching this back, I don't have a problem with any of it. I'm eating some ice cream as I'm recording this. Real professional, I know. Okay. I'm gonna back up. right here. No, bad, gay. Well, maybe not gay, but definitely bad. That T in that position, 3 and 4. Which means when that L comes in, that L goes head down in 4 and 5. Instead of flat like that. Then that J can actually go flat, and I've got something to work with for this next L instead of setting that there. Really, that L could have gone butt down into 1, gotten that clear. The T could have come in, and then I could have had the 2, been clear out to the right, and just been done with this. Instead I've got to burn like 4 or 5. And I'm nearing transition at this point, so it wasn't a great decision, but it didn't really hurt me. Now this got hairy right here. I remember distinctly thinking, especially with all these squares that just popped up here, like, oh crap, what am I going to do? That's a lot of squares right now. And as I look back on it, I feel like I kind of played it the best I could given how I was going. ZS square SZ. I saw I was 86 lines. I didn't see that I was at 360K at this point. I wasn't really listening too much to what was going on with Vanch and Ard, but I know I was almost 100,000 ahead at this point still. I do distinctly remember him saying that I was on a blazing pace. So, my options at this point were continue to build that O spire, which honestly might not have been a horrible idea, but I felt like getting that T in would be better for getting Tetris ready. Although it might not. It ended up working out, but it probably would have been safer to put the O over, put the T to the right, reverse those two, then put this O in the spire, and then continue the way I did. But with the way I played this string of doubles as burns, I'm perfectly fine with. That was wrong. That little bit right there was just wrong. That J, that was bad. That J should have gone 4-5. Same positioning into 4-5. What that does is instead of that, the square still ends up going basically where it was. It just shifts over 1 column. But the gap in 4, square's still there. The gap in 4 is there. There's a little bit of hole right there, but now I've got the option with that T to put it standing up against column 1, and then with that L coming down, that L slots in right there, which is still what I did, but I've got that, and now I'm way closer to being burned out of this. And then from here, I see that I'm at 96, and I say, all right, I'm Tetrising into transition. I transition at 350, 320. This, obviously I don't know it at this point, but I already have this game won. I actually had this game won almost 100,000 points ago. So, but I digress. I'm going to take a J's 2 cents right here and digress. The square, I start making bad decisions once I transition. So let's go back to this. Here's the transition. That's right. The viable options were the burn that I eventually pick up, or place it on top of that Z that I just dropped to the columns 5 and 6. If I'd picked 5 and 6, it would have ended up working out because of the Z that's coming next position. So I put that on 5 and 6. Oh shit. My bad. At least I can scrub right back to it. Let's slap that bad boy on 5 and 6. And I still end up having to take a burn by placing the Z vertical into 9 and 10. It doesn't work out all that great. Or over to here. Then I can put the I in vertical in row 9. But at this point, I've just killed myself. I'm not really like looking to go too crazy on this. This kills me. This wrecks my this hang right here completely wrecks my score. Just done. This is an early shift. I was trying to position that flat to get ready to shove that L that's coming vertical over to the left, and I kind of boff it. At this point, I'm kind of left doing a cleanup situation, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have shifted that over one. And then next time I hit the long bar, I could have dumped that in for the double and had that reopened. That wasn't a great play, and that Z burst was hell. But I'm kind of working it down here, so. That wasn't right. Especially watching back on. So let's go back to it. Square, down. Probably the best thing to do at that point is build up higher on the right. Because I've got another one of those next. Actually, no, that probably isn't the best thing to do. Two. Yeah, flat probably is kind of the best option. Because it's either a build flat and then butt down with that one on the next one, or I put this in 3-4-5 with the jut end down and then slam down on top of that. At which point it gives me a square that I have to deal with, which still doesn't really help until I shove it to the left. It would have ended up working out, but I really only had other information for that. So that square could have gone to the left. The T could have filled that in and basically got me free. So here I'm just stuck taking burns, and as I go into 18. Any long bar at this point just kind of gives me a triple, but right about here, this is the point where R tops out. Either here or right before that long bar triple, just to get right here. So I'm at 369, 560, and at that, see if I can scrub it. I'm not going to show Vanch's stream just because that'd be bad. Yeah, I'm at 375, 260 at that point. He's at 264, 060. So, so yeah, I have this game won, and I'm clean, and I'm able to start building for Tetrises at this point. I'm at level 18. I realize that, oh hey, I'm at 128 lines. I'm about to transition to 19. I've got one line to burn if I need to. I'm going to Tetris in. Because I can't play 19. So there's the burn. That was actually kind of wrong, but you'll see why it ended up being kind of right. I was more focused on, well, no, actually it was right because I wasn't Tetris ready. Realized I wasn't Tetris ready. So here, bang, Tetris into 19. I can't play 19 to save my life. Um, if I'm having a really good day, I can clear 40 lines in a 19 situation. Um, but that's really good and not competition. And that's me having ground 19 for a little while. So I just enter survival mode at this point. I'm clearly not looking for Tetrises. I'm just looking for singles and doubles to go as far as I can. And I don't have perfect control of DAS, so this might get a little funky. 1, 2, 3. Take it. I've got DAS. Still got DAS. Go. Bring it down. Take the single. Take the single. I can get over. This is the first time I've ever actually gotten into level 20 in a game. So that's a new record. And at this point, I believe this is my line. I believe this is actually my Alliance PB. There. Get over, and that's where I goof up. Pieces don't give me a whole lot of option otherwise, but I will take this double. And then at this point, I'm just kind of building to try to score a little bit. Now, I'm not sure I played this right. Because I could have gone Z flat into 3 and 4. So 3, 4, 5. Then I vertical there. But I instead decided to go this way. I don't think I have DAS anyway, which from the looks of it, I probably did have DAS. So I probably could have gotten that square to the left at this point. The T, I'm great with this T positioning. But with that L, actually that L flat would have got me in a, all that would have taken is L flat and 8, 9, 10. That's another single. That clears out. And then if I can get dash just enough for this J, that's another double. But instead, at this point, like in the audio, and I just saw it happen, I just say, fuck it, I'm done. And at this point, I just say, screw it, I'm done. I've got 413. I've gotten 7 lines in 20. I'm finished with it. So the fun part is right about the time I miss, let's see, right about here. It's funny because I've gone back and watched this on Vanch's channel a couple of times. Right about at this point, Moodus is in chat, and he calls up my PB on the classic Tetris bot. So right around here, he pops up and says, yeah, 2 Tetrises and this is a score PB. And I see that, and I'm just like, well, Art topped out at 264. I realized, wait, he topped out at 264. I'm at 411. I just beat him by 150k. Actually, I only beat him by 100, but I beat him by 150k. This doesn't need to keep going. So, again, I'm not great at 19 speeds. Some of these moves probably weren't optimal, especially now that I look back on it. And there's me talking again. So, that's the game. And that's me rambling and coughing too much. So hopefully this wasn't horrible. Thank you for watching.